And we're live. Okay. Let me just get the link.
Lo vas a poner ahí en la taberna para yo agarrarlo también de ahí.
See, the
Súper.
the problem is that I cannot remember where to get the the link. Oh,
Can you call
it's in the
Coneja?
channel. No, it's in the channel right there. Awesome. I'm gonna post it in the channel in the tavern.
All right. I'm already there,
I'm
man.
gonna tweet it, and we're live.
All right.
Saturday Night Live at the Drunken Dragon, and we're live for the AMA tweet.
All right, we're live.
And
Hello, everyone.
news board. Here we are
Yay!
live.
We already have people. Hello. Hey.
Hello. All right, let's see the chat. Ah,
Hello, chat.
the
It's awesome
heaven.
to finally speak with you like directly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the first time they see you, huh?
Yeah. They actually thought I was a bot, uh, but I'm not a bot. I'm a real person.
Un mexicano, chale, ¿cómo le va? Awesome. We're doing great.
What's up, man?
Yo, the Heber. We have the dragon in the house here.
Oh, the Hever. Yeah, yeah.
Legendary the Heber.
Yeah, he has a Viera, right?
Yeah, he got
Oh,
he
thanks
got
a
the
lot.
most expected Viera.
And he also has a Tauren, right?
Yeah, I don't know the Heber. Did you got also Tauren?
Yeah. Maybe I am. Maybe I am an android. I'm being controlled by Athletic.
Cool, awesome. So, should we start?
I think we should. Or maybe we should we wait for more people?
Yeah,
And
okay, maybe two more minutes.
thank you, Shu Shun. Is that the right way to say your name? Shu Shu? Shu Xu?
Shoot,
Thank you.
shoot. Who else? The tavern moderators? Come on, guys. Where are you? Kaiser? I think one of them he said like, "Oh, I had something to do, but not anymore."
Also a Tauren.
Yeah, the Heber he got two Vieras, one one at the beginning, and he bought one I think at the beginning, and then he got the maxed out Viera, the mage.
Awesome. Oh, that must have felt very fortunate.
One oh, Dubkins and Dubs, it's in the house. And who's? Ah, okay, who's?
Yeah.
That's you.
All
All
right.
right.
Oh, it's awesome to speak to you directly. I didn't expect this much this positive feeling, like to see all of you like talking like live right now. It's like talking to like friends for the first time ever. I spend a lot of time reading your comments on the channels, and I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, our tavern moderators have been crazy. They've been just so hardworking.
Yeah. Yeah. Drunken Dragon Inn, play earn game. Cardano version. Yep.
Ah, Mr. Ship. Hey, Mr. Ship. I was one of the first to join the Discord when we were working on the Grandmaster Adventurers also. Greetings, Mr. Ship.
Mr. Sheep, yeah, it's such a legend. Oh, thank you, Vitali, for explaining.
All right. So, I think we have 20 concurrent viewers. Well, that's pretty good. It's the first time we do this. So, greetings, adventurers. I am Bledic. Here is Ferraz. And welcome to the Drunken Dragon. So, we had an awesome sale of the Grandmaster Adventurers. And we're infinitely thankful to all of you. It has been such a crazy adventure. And it's been just so cool to see. I mean, I think like 50% was, the excitement of seeing all this work come out to see the light, but also 50% just the amazement of the incredible community that has been just nourishing and, popping and being created from all of this. So I'm just so thankful. We are very thankful. And, from our community, we immediately got people that, they immediately took the shovels and asked me, hey, how can I help? They started contributing, doing rarity charts, etc. And from that community is where the tavern moderators came. So, big thank you to you, Endops, Epsilon, Appointment, Kaiser, and Hus. You've been awesome, and we're very grateful to have you. I think even my father the other day was checking, and he was like, oh yeah, Kaiser, he's a great guy. He's always saying things. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for making this a success. You've invested your trust in this project, and we want to make the best out of it. Today we're gonna tell you some stuff that we were working on, and also ask a bunch of your questions. But before, Ferraz, do you want to say something?
Well, I just wanted to say thank you to all the community for being such an awesome community, very engaged with the project. It really makes us feel like, I don't know how to explain it, like very warm. When you work on something, you always have to like make a schedule and have deadlines and stuff. But with this kind of community, we forgot about schedules or anything like that because we wanted to work all the time on this. It was such a great experience, like having you build all this system to rank the adventurers and to see how you posted on Twitter and all the fuss about it. It felt amazing.
Yeah, it definitely felt amazing. And it was a really extreme last week, the week on the pre-sale. I think it was really, really epic. In the end, we received a lot of feedback from the community, and we did a bunch of last moment improvements to the collection because we're very committed to. We have a commitment for quality and a commitment for being always engaged with the community. And I think that the Grandmasters already says a lot about that commitment. And it's been a wonderful adventure with all of you. So I guess that, just want you guys to know just a little bit about our background. because us as a founding team, Ferraz and I, we have some experience in some of the stuff that we're doing. And at least from my side, my background is in back-end software engineering. And I actually do private consultancy here in the Netherlands. And I am also a Plutus pioneer. So, I'll be doing a lot of the backend. I'll be doing a lot of the project planning. As a consultant, I'm also very experienced with project management and is helping companies adopt agile methodologies so that we're constantly, so that companies, and in our case for Drunken Dragon games, will be constantly iterating and be connected, right? But Ferraz as well has a long history in game development. Maybe you want to say something about your epic adventures?
I'll be glad to. Thank you. Well, I started in art, in fine arts, and then I decided to work in video games because I freaking love them. Who doesn't? So I started working as in outsource company here in Mexico. So we work for like very big companies, very big studios, but we couldn't say, we couldn't talk about it. And then I decided to make my own game and started my own studio. So I made a Playstorm Studios, and I'm currently developing another game. It's called Eagle Knight Paradox. I will be very happy if you guys would check it out in the future when it's more complete. And I also started like now developing myself, like starting to code and stuff. But my specialty, my strong asset is the art, of course, animation, illustration, and all that stuff. But I have a lot of faith in blockchain. I think it's the future. It's a technology that is giving us the creators a unique way to express, to create worlds with unique features that will endure. Like you can connect real life with video games. You can see it right now with adventurers. Like you can trade them outside here in the real world, and then you will be able to play with them inside the game, and all that. I think it's amazing. So I'm very happy to have started working with Bledic here in D&D and be part of this amazing project. I think we're gonna be doing great things. I'm very excited. Every day I wake up and I'm like, I cannot I cannot believe I'm this lucky, like to be able to work in something I love so much, and to know that's gonna have a very, very good future, and we have you, the community, to as a proof.
Definitely. So, chat, what do you think about the art of Ferraz? Did you like the Grandmaster Adventurers? Well, this is an Ask Me Anything, an AMA. But before going to the questions, which we have some from Twitter, and of course we're gonna read any questions that you guys throw at us right now. We have some updates for you from Drunken Dragon Games, and well, first of all, these AMAs and these also speaking to you through streaming. We're gonna be doing it at least once a month. As I said, we want to be very, very, very connected with you guys. So expect this at least once a month. And whenever there's something interesting that we want to show, we'll probably do a special event. So first and probably most important, we are already expanding the team. We found an awesome partner in Mexico as well, actually. I mean, was a complete coincidence. but we found an amazing company called Hammerbyte, and they provide very good talent. So we checked the people there, and they've been just awesome. Especially the culture behind development has been a great match. So we're very lucky that we found them, and we have one a senior game developer that's an Unreal engineer, onboarding, as well as a 2D artist, which she's extremely talented as well. They will be joining the 8th of September. So development will start well, it's already starting, but it will start ramping up, right? We've received a lot of financial support thanks to you, all of you guys. But we're gonna be very wise and smart on how we spend this money, and we'll be ramping we'll start hiring people as we start developing the technology. So be sure that it's on great hands, this project. So that's the first one. The second one is, well, it's the road ahead, right? Right now, we all want to see this game happen, right? Everyone says, oh, I want to play already. Me too, believe me. I also already want to play already. Like, this is gonna be so much fun. But it's gonna be a long road. Be aware that game development takes time. It takes a lot of time. But we'll be close by to you, and we have a strategy to be delivering parts to you. So instead of spending years on development and then throwing it to you and see if it works, if it sticks, and if you're still there, we're gonna go for small iterations. As some of you've already seen, we have first a big split between Drunken Dragons Inns and Quests and Drunken Dragon Inns, right? Drunken Dragon Inns and Quests being the super cool, awesome blockchain game that will be running on Cardano with a lot of features that we'll be talking about from now on through the future. But that's after we first develop Drunken Dragon Inns. What we want to do with Drunken Dragon Inns is to deliver already to you some usability for the pixel tiles that from which we started the development, right? So you guys have already started collecting the pixel tiles, and we already want to provide the experience of you using your pixel tiles to create an awesome tavern, right? So our objective with Drunken Dragon Inns is to have the experience of a fish tank, right? When you get a really expensive fish tank, what you get is all the nice props inside, and you decorate it, and then you get all the exotic fishes, and then you place them, and then you admire them, right? And you see them playing around in their own ecosystem. So this is the collector's experience that we want to create with Drunken Dragon Inns, where you collect your furniture and you already place it in the scene, and then you already take your adventurers and you place them in the scene, and I think that'll be already pretty cool, right? Myself, I want to just open a new wallet and start collecting by myself without cheating on giving myself some pixel tiles. I think that'll be a lot of fun. For that game, we even split the development in two parts. One part where the adventurers will basically be like statues, so it'd be like directly using already your pixel tiles. But in the second phase, we're gonna have an update where we're gonna animate the whole the whole tavern, right? To finally provide like this great experience, and all of this will set our technologies ready for the long term, right? This is gonna create the foundations of our technology and our team, right? Because when we develop this, we're not just developing the game and the community and the collectibles. We're also developing the company. We're also developing the talent, right? We're hire. We set up processes. We set a culture. So things that it will feel slow at the beginning, but it will start snowballing. This is exactly the strategy that IOHK had with Cardano, right? You have to do things right from the beginning, and it might feel in the beginning a little bit slow, but this snowballs into something great, right? So there's that. Our immediate objective right now is to get the team working on Drunken Dragon Inns, the very first phase that I told you, so that you guys can already start using your pixel tiles to create a cool and beautiful pixel art fantasy tavern. And finally, the last thing I wanted to tell you all before we start reading your questions is please be aware of scams, which have like quadrupled since Cardano is doing so great. Always check the policy IDs of your collectibles. Think twice before making transactions. And remember that Discord exists, and you can always make questions. And please don't make financial decisions based on our development, because we want to create something fun, and it will take a long time, and the road might be changed slightly based on the feedback that you guys give us. So our philosophy is to create something fun. If we add blockchain to it, is with the pure objective to make something epic, right? Blockchain is a great technology to tokenize things, and we want to tokenize the great achievements that you get through our game, the great experiences that you get through our game. We want to tokenize that, right? So when we create these blockchain interactions, is for you to have a memorable, epic, shareable, and ownable epic experience, right? So said that, and maybe even before the questions, Ferraz, do you want to share a bit about your vision on the art side for? I mean, just a reminder, Ferraz is the art director of Drunken Dragon Games, so he'll continue directing the art as you see it. So yeah, do you have something to share about the direction of the art for the near future and future?
Well, right now, I think it's important to find the visual style. I think we all agree that diversity is a key thing to consider in the project. As we shown, like we have a lot of human races, a lot of all different races, elves and night elves and tieflings and all this. I think it's important to make sure we show it in a I guess visual cultural way, like how the people dress, for example, tieflings and subcultures in the tieflings, and always like with a lot of research, of course, but to always consider the key aspect of diversity, like a multicultural world we're going to be building. Of course, I want to use a lot of color, but not too saturated, only like in the highlights, so it will pop out a lot. Like there's a term some of the indie developers use, which is high. Oh my God, I forgot. I'm too happy to have all the community, but it's like a high quality pixel art. It's a type of art that the world just started to see it after the 3D games were born, because it was evolving, and suddenly you can build like 2D art was evolving, like with the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis, and suddenly you can build 3D worlds, right? So everybody jumped to making 3D games, but the ones that didn't use the technology to make 3D use it to make the next level of pixel art, and I think we're gonna try to achieve that. I'm gonna be looking to make very clear, like you can see it in the distance, very clear silhouettes, so that the characters will pop out, and you will know exactly what are you looking at, like from the distance, and from the color, from the costumes they are gonna be wearing. A lot of also fun. I want to introduce a little bit of a funny side to the art, like maybe crazy proportions on some furniture. Also, maybe a lot of character in the taverns. For example, having a tree and a lot of plants in a I guess a foresty inn, or how to say, a ranger. I guess we can call it a ranger class tavern, but with the option that you can also switch all the furniture to an elfin thing, or like an elfin from a high elf, very fancy furniture in the forest, or a lot of options. I think diversity, styliness, color, um, is a main thing I want to introduce here. And also, I want to like to feel that the world is alive. So there's a lot of type of things around, like not just one type of plant, but a lot of type of like tiny plants, and you can like put around your tavern, just to feel that, okay, and this plant comes from this type of land, from the desert, or from the mountains. So it will have its own unique lore. I'm just dying to build all that.
Yeah, and I think one of the main objectives we want to do with this game is to tell a lot of character, and to give a lot of character to adventurers and things, and to give a lot of fantasy to it, right? So so I think I mean, you guys have seen Ferras's backgrounds of the adventurers, and I think we're just getting started there. But but yeah, fantasy and character are probably two of the keywords for this project.
So what?
Two keywords, right? Two keywords for the project: fantasy and character. Yeah,
Fantasy and character.
but before going to the questions, I I just uh, I just want to give a huge shout out to my wife. Uh, I don't know if you know, guys, but she does the makeup. She's extremely talented, as you can see. She's been extremely supportive through this whole thing. You all owe the existence of this project to her for coping with the 90 to 100 hours a week that I invest into this thing. And she's been extremely supportive. She has given feedback since the very first pixel tile, and she's always cheering, right? So thank you, Bonnie, for this. The fact that we have Vieras to be Bonnies is because her. So all right, I guess we can start with the questions. So I'm gonna start with the Twitter ones because they were first technically. But don't worry, we'll go through the chat. Um, So Twitter.
First party.
So, is the game being developed for PC or mobile? Uh, so, mobile first, but we want to do PC eventually. So, because of the nature of the game, first being a collectible, a game for collecting, I think. Well, we think that mobile does great. It's easy to share. It's a great experience. You can just easily check when the first features of Drunken Dragon Inns and Quests come. It'll be very real life time sensitive because traveling will take time, right? If you send your adventurers far away, it will take hours or days, literally, for them to reach their destination. It's so far away that you might want to make stops on other players' taverns. So because of this time sensitivity, we think that a mobile would be a great fit. But at least me personally, I'm more of a desktop gamer, so we'll definitely want to do a desktop port as well as soon as possible and as soon as we scale enough. So next question: What will I be able to do with my Grandmaster Adventurers besides being fixed by them? Lol. Well, the Grandmaster Adventurers. We're starting with the easy questions, right? But the Grandmaster Adventurers, they'll work as good as the Pixel Tile Adventurers. The Grandmaster Adventurers was something unique we wanted to make in the beginning, not just to raise funds, but to give something special to those who are supporting us from the beginning, right? There's some special things to these Grandmaster Adventurers. They can be sent to quests as well as the others, but their mortality will be different. But we're reserving ourselves the right to balance this out, right? So Pixel Tile Adventurers, they can go into an adventure. If you take too much risk, just be aware, the risk will be there. We will never just suddenly kill your adventurer. The risk
Or will we?
will be clear, or will we? Risk will be there, and reward will be there, right? We want to be a risk-reward game, right? Because I think that feels great. But if they die, the pixel tiles will die for good, right? You'll get something back. You'll get a tombstone back with the same art, so that you don't lose the collectible per se. But you won't be able to send them more into adventures, and won't be able to level more. And in contrast, the Grandmaster Adventurers, they'll be immortal, but we'll balance it. Exactly how is still an open question, and we'll have to see once we start testing that out. But expect some diminishing returns as soon as you start leveling them, because we don't want to ruin the experience to users that cannot get their Grandmaster Adventurers. But we'll make sure that it still feels special to have one of these, without it being overpowered, basically. That's the objective. Okay, another super important question. Will the game have its own in-game currency tradable on DEX? So of course, I've received a lot from you guys. Hey, are you gonna be Axie Infinity, right? When Lambo? So this is a decision we're gonna take with a lot of care. We're not gonna take it easy, and I cannot say if we're gonna do it and in which form, because of our priority on making this game fun. For us, it's super important the in-game economy. This is gonna be a game where you'll be trading, where you'll get resources, where you want to collaborate with others, compete with others. Resources around you will matter. Since time and traveling will matter, there'll be trading. There'll be like literally sending adventurers to other lands to get goods from other players that you'll need. And because of this reason, it's really dangerous to bring the external real world economy into the game. The way, then again, a reiteration, each blockchain integration we do will always be around the objective of making a game to feel epic and to feel great and to be fun. Uh, Once again, I've said this in other videos, I'd rather have 10,000 players which are having the time of their life in a great community than 10 million slaves to the whales of the game. Okay? So take that into consideration, please. So next question. So Ferraz, how
Yes.
do you feel about royalties in aftermarket sales of adventurers and tiles?
Oh, I feel amazing. It's like what people are making money with my art. That's the best thing. It feels like they appreciate the things that I've done. So I'm very happy just to get paid like for making it in the beginning, right? But I'm very happy that somebody else gets rich trading my art. That feel amazing. I really do. I don't feel like I never see like any a penny of that like Viera that sold in like 3,000 ADA or something. Like I don't care. Actually I feel happy for people that makes secondary markets. I feel very honored.
Yeah, and I think here Octafunk, this question from Octafunk, now that I read it again, royalties, I think is like to get paid. So we get paid each time someone in the blockchain trades it, right? Like on cnft.io and stuff. This is something that is possible through blockchain. And it might be, it might create a type of revenue for the company, especially to the original artist. At least Drunken Dragon Games, we also want to be um, a revolutionary company, not just in the sense that we're creating a blockchain game, but also how we treat the people working at Drunken Dragon Games. So, for example, I mean, and this is just an idea, right? This is not that we're gonna do it, but if royalties start being something that happens in Cardano, and especially with the ore tiles and the collectibles that we create, I think it'd be awesome if we attach the royalties as revenue, not for Drunken Dragon Games per se, but to the artists that brought this to the world, right? Maybe Ferraz or one of the artists that come along, right? So in the end, Drunken Dragon Games as a company, I wanted to make it feel like the game that we're creating, right? Drunken Dragon as a game is a game about fantasy, adventures, and community, right? We're creating the experience around the tavern, and the tavern is an extremely community-oriented experience or place, right? So Drunken Dragon Games as a company, I really wanted to feel like when we do something epic as a company, we share the loot, right? We go through an adventure together and we share the loot together. So royalties through blockchain might be one way for us to unlock this, right?
I didn't know about about that. It sounds amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I bet so.
No, but it's weird because it's been a thing through history. Like Van Gogh died poor, like very very poor, and like his paintings now are selling in like millions and millions, thousands of millions of dollars. So if he could have like a piece of that, he will be like he will be living a very different life and a very different story about his life maybe. And blockchain is giving us an opportunity to reward the artist with this kind of thing, right? So definitely sounds very interesting. But right now, actually, I feel very supported. I guess it's the right way by the company, by Bledig, by the trust he put in me. I think I've been paid very well. I don't need the royalties. If we can use them to develop the game, that would be the best. And the important thing is because I see the game as the true art. You know, making a game like this is the true next generation piece of art, like the next masterpiece, something like this. And to be part of it, that would be the best thing.
Beautiful words, Ferraz. Beautiful words.
I want to like take a time. Like a lot of people are say something about the art. I feel very blessed. Thank you for your kind words. Where's Mr. Duckleberry, Meekan Parker, and Weston Hughes, Nick Dolphins. Um, thank you for your kind words. Jasmine Carter, Nirvana Channel, and all the Gaver also, or the Gaver. How you pronounce that? The Javier, the Javier. Thank you for
The
your kind
hell.
words. You really make me feel very honored.
It's the dragon of the Drunken Dragon, the largest whale. Um, all right, cool. So let's go to the next one. Will you able to lend? Okay, it's another interesting one. Will you able to lend your Grandmaster Adventurers to other taverns or lend them to different accounts? If so, will there be an option to lend them out for a certain amount of ADA? So here's another feature that I think it comes from Axie Infinity and some of the pioneers in this world. And I think some people are like literally making a hope to make money through renting their Grandmaster Adventurers for like ADA. And once more, I have to say that does sound interesting, but if we do something similar, it will have to be because we're trying to regulate the game economy, or it brings something interesting to the game, right? So, for example, for me, just out of because just to make ADA, for me it's not a good enough argument to add the future, right? But if the argument is you can place your adventurers as mercenaries, and that will get you something cool for it, and it will feel rewarding to train adventurers purely for mercenaries. And then I don't know, like then again, I've played with this idea. I'm not saying that we're gonna develop it, but if these mercenaries, for example, have the option to actually betray the one that hired them, and then reputation becomes something interesting and fun to play with, then yes, we'll do it, right? And that sounds epic, like you have some mercenaries and then have some betrayal happening, hopefully it
Who
will add
doesn't?
to the role-playing aspect of the game. And
Who doesn't love some betrayal, man?
yeah, right. Like we want to see some political instability in the game. I think we want to see some confrontation as well as cooperation, right? Because I think that's what makes this type of games interesting. So in that sense, we'll do it. If it's just for someone to make a ADA, then again, we'll have to. If it ends up being a side effect, then that's fine. But we'll always think around the gameplay first. Please do explain the leveling up of the Grandmasters. Will we be able to level up 1-1 to 4-6? Kind regards. So right now we have a distribution on the armor stats and the weapon stats of the Grandmasters that gives them rarity. That makes them special, and people are trading based on this actually. Will always respect this. The rarity of your collectibles will always respect them. If for the leveling up, we'll make these base stats most probably. Then again, we need to refine this, but we'll probably end up doing something like Pokemon, where you have some base stats which can be rare to obtain, but then you can level up from there, and we'll tune find them so that the progression through leveling doesn't makes it feel unfair for people that do not have extremely rare like max out base stats, but it still makes it special, right? So, for example, let's say that given that everyone is max level, having having a 4/6 already feels like, let's say, 10% more powerful than the rest, right? That'll make it desirable enough so that it's still special, it's still rare, but it's not overpowered, right? And there's still a case for leveling up non-perfects, right? So last one from Twitter. Decades ago, there was a gangster game with permadeath, similar to your concept. It was a hardcore game in terms of surviving. How forgiving or unforgiving will this future be? Will set players lose everything? Probably item lost? Potential to try to recover them? Before answering this, it was actually Ferraz, the one that came out with this idea. And actually, he can tell a bit about the long-term PvP aspects that we have in the thoughts. But Ferraz, what do you think about how unforgiving do you want to be with permadeath?
Man, I just love permadeath. It's like because you give value to this, and in real life things end, right? Even like everything ends. So I think it's a cool aspect that we can make infinite things in video games, but it's even very putting more value, combining finite things with blockchain, because it's out there, like everybody can see what happened. Like it's like making history, right? The blockchain will, everybody can come see what happened and watch the blockchain, and oh my god, this guy lost his tavern, and it was like this epic tavern. It had like all these cool things, and this epic hero, he died, and now it's a tombstone. And it doesn't mean that like the tombstone can have another kind of value. You can sell the tombstone of an epic hero in like in a price, a collectible value, right? So I don't know if it's cool if I talk about the idea of the arena now or like later.
Yeah, let's give them a preview of at least what's in your mind and our mind, and I'll complement a bit in the end, I think. But yeah, please go ahead.
So when we were thinking about the adventurers, about like this collection, I thought that it was always, of course, it was very cool, like to have your adventurer, like a special one, a special character, leveling up and stuff, and to have this idea of being immortal. But I don't know if you guys have heard about this TV show called Highlander. Well, I was a big fan of this TV show, and I love it. So I was thinking that maybe we can introduce I guess it's a battle arena where you will fight, you will have a PvP, and that's the only way that your GMA, your Grandmaster Adventurer, can die, and the other adventurer will have like this new a +1 sign because he killed an immortal, right? So he has like this
He stole the
+1.
power.
Yeah, exactly. And so at the end, it will be only one. Like, but it will be optional, of course. Like if you don't want to enter the arena and like to bet your very expensive adventurer, of course you don't have to. But it will be awesome if you do, right?
Yeah. So, um, you know, fundamentally, we love the idea of adventure, right? This game is about adventure, and adventure is danger. Something is special just because it's hard, right? I mean, if I climb a tree, is that epic? Well, that depends. That depends if others can or not. If Ferras can and I can, then like it'll be like, okay, cool, bro. Let's find a taller one. But
Maybe you're a cripple. It's an epic adventure, right?
yeah. Well, yeah. If we're the only two persons that can climb that tree in the whole world, then yeah, then that's cool, right? It's really cool. So also for adventurers, adventures are not adventures if they don't have something to lose, right? If there's no risk factor. So we're gonna play a lot with this through the game. We're gonna try to make it dynamic. We're gonna use it also as a force to make the whole world feel dynamic, right? Nothing is the same at any given moment. Also, a way for you to always want to, for you to enjoy fresh content as well, right? Um, so so we'll be a little bit unforgiving, but the risk reward will always try to make it clear, right? We'll save a bit of suspense. I mean, that's the risk part. The more risk there is, the more suspense there is. But we'll also reward those brave enough to take the adventure, right? And those who survive will be remembered. Um, so that's the philosophy behind that, right? We'll always respect, of course, the players that choose not to take these adventures and opt in for a gameplay which is a little bit more calm down, and they'll also have a role in the economy. Uh, but we're very excited to create a game that we want to play, right? And to be honest, at least on my side, there's so many games which feel pointless at this point, right? Like if you play, for example, World of Warcraft at this point, they call it right now. They call it an amusement park, right? Because you just go, take a ride, then that's it, right? There's nothing interesting about it. There's no, seeing one guy running with this single sword and everyone's like saying like, oh my god, this guy, he has it. Or in our case, I want to see people saying like, dude, I have the only what is her called? I don't want to say the name. Crimson Demon. I have the only Crimson Demon that is max level, because all of them died in the process. And it was
Yeah.
one series only. I have the only legendary max level Crimson Demon. And then again, like we also want to celebrate the moments in which you took risks and failed, right? Like for example, we were talking about the interactions in the tavern, like your adventurers will be interacting by themselves with you without you controlling them. They'll be just having their lives. This is the the fish tank experience that I was telling you about. And if you send some adventurers into really epic quests and the risk was huge, and they come back and one comes out, one doesn't come back, like one dies, and it was like high level, they'll be mourning him in the tavern. You'll see the adventurers around, mourning him and drinking for this guy and reminding him. And the ghost will be around, and and he'll be remembered. and and this will contribute to the reputation of the tavern. So like having really high level dead adventurers will still feel like progress. Um, so yeah, I think those are good examples. So I think that was the last one from Twitter. So I guess we can scroll back. Mr. Ship, um, he went to class, but he wants to ask us if we ever played a game called My Life as a King. Sounds very similar to this game, but dealing with an inn instead of a city. Have you, Ferraz?
No, I haven't. I already. I'm gonna start looking into it because it sounds like a very good research.
Yeah, actually, he shared it with me, and I started reading it. But right now, I'm being bombarded by a million things. So I was, oh, this is very interesting. Boop, boop, Discord, and then my attention is gone. But we'll take a look into it, Mr. Ship. So then, Jess, so hi guys. So good to see you. So happy with developing the game. Are you happy, Ferraz?
Yes, I'm very happy.
We're bananas. Will we be able to create quests, set difficulties, lore, objectives, or enemies? Like you as a player, I guess she means, or he, that shouldn't. But you as a player creating content sounds interesting. Probably not what immediately we have in mind, but does sound interesting, right?
I'm all for it. I would love to reach a level, right? Not in the near future, of course, but I personally that would be like the best thing for me. The best game we could ever build is where the players can add at that point to the game.
Yeah, definitely. Um, so something that I want to add, quests might be something that you will be able to trade, right? As in, you receive a quest, but maybe you don't have the best team nor the best. You don't feel prepared, or you think, quest quests will also come with certain randomness, right? Like there are gonna be like some rare quests that will be offered to you, right? And remember that you will share a world with other people, right? And you share like there'll be resources and interesting points of interest around you, right? And quests will be based on that. And if you cannot, if this is like a rare quest, like like you finally got the quest to try to beat the undead lord of the nearby castle, but you don't have like the team to do so, you might as well just trade it in the market for a nade board that might feel compelled to do so, right? I mean, this is then again something that we will experiment with if we find it interesting. Um, yeah, we'll do it, right? So LB suggestions for Pixel Tile Series 2 dwarfs / wallpaper art. So what do you think, Ferraz?
That's actually a very good idea. I like it. Well, we wanted to do dwarves from the beginning, but it was kind of hard, right? Because of the nature of the adventurers. So, but we have that in the pipeline at some point, like having dwarves. But I'm not sure what he means about wallpaper art,
Probably,
like for the tavern.
I think maybe the pixel tile. We have really cool backgrounds for the adventurers, but we don't for the pixel tiles. So maybe that. Um, but yeah, I mean, for the pixel tiles, something important here, guys. we're deciding to leave the series, Pixel Tile series, series 1, and the current number, because a lot of people already finished their collection. Even if we would like have finished, we receive petitions to like sell the new ones separately in different packs, which already defeats the purpose of having like it be series 1. So we will be focusing on delivering the first iteration of Drunken Dragon Inns with the current series, and then we'll be working on series 2 of the pixel tiles, and we'll raise the notch a bit. We'll change the background. Series 2 the pixel tiles will be even cooler and better, right? But yeah, I think that'll be awesome. So, hey, Bledick and team, first of all, congratulations on you having accomplished so far. So about the community growth, me and a lot of people understand your point about the organic growth of the community. Well, I guess that was not a question, but thank you very much for that. So how was your boat day today? So how was your day today, Ferraz?
My day today,
Yeah.
it was amazing. It was great. I like just chill around. I have breakfast. I made 3, how do we call them in English? Um, when it's a huevo estrellado,
Fried egg.
fried egg,
Fried egg. Yeah.
3 fried eggs, and it was delicious. And I
Did
was
you do
just
some
chill.
questing?
No, I just chill. I chilled the whole morning, man. I don't know what happened today, but I just decided to chill.
Well, yeah. Sometimes we need to rest. That's fine. Yeah, my
What
day
about
was.
your day?
Yeah, my day was great. I've been microtasking a lot since this exploded. A lot of microtasking. But yeah, it's been fun.
Fun.
Yeah, I'm starting to code again. So some backend that we'll need, but yeah, that'll be great. Sorry, this is a continuation of Irreversal. So he or she said, congratulations, and this is a continuation. However, we also feel that we need to fight for the top while everything fresh and market is not saturated. Will you kindly consider to do more Twitter, Facebook, YouTube promotion or giveaway, please? Okay, regarding giveaways, yeah, I think they're awesome and they're fun for engaging with the community. But consider that when we give away is one between like hundreds, right? So it's not really a strategy to get people started with collecting. Otherwise, we will have to like give away an important percentage of the collection, right? But yeah, regarding pricing, I know that it can be daunting, especially with like newcomers, to say like, "Oh, this is awesome! I want to collect." Oh yeah, with the race of Ada, 1 pixel tile or 1 Grandmaster Adventurer is like super expensive, right? So we'll have it in mind, and especially for the next pixel tile collections. We'll make a strategy to try to make it friendly towards newcomers, but still interesting to old collectors, right? So, okay, this is a good question also made by the same person. Also, can you talk a bit more about your plan of advertising / organic growth? So the strategy for Drunken Dragon games regarding marketing is Tesla's strategy. What does Tesla do for marketing? A great product. And then it just lets the community market itself. And in our case, I will add, we want to make a great product. We want to make a great game. We want to deliver great collections. We want you guys to keep enjoying the beautiful art of Ferraz and the artists that we be getting. Uh, but that's how we're gonna market, right? We'll just throw that, and if you love it, you'll share it. And adding on top of that, I mean, we'll be super close to the community. We'll be talking with you. We have Discord. We have also moderators. So just being social. So that's the organic part, right? If we're just throwing some ads, that's so unpersonal, right? Personalized ads are very impersonal. But yeah. Okay, again, Ferraz, will there be an implementation or release of new GMAs and races? If so, how do you plan on keeping in for oversaturating GMAs? Again, one important thing. Me personally, I love dwarves. It's my favorite fantasy race. GMAs, something equivalent to GMAs we might not do anytime soon, because GMAs were supposed to be something special for the first supporters of the project. We're gonna be focusing on pixel tiles, right? I know you guys love those animated CNFTs, but we'll just raise the bar on the pixel tiles. Let's put it that way. Blah, blah, Jess, she was cheering on you. You go, Ferraz.
Oh, thank you, Jess. Love.
Lots of talk in Discord of groups being 5 characters. Can we have more than 5 characters in a tavern inn at the time? Just for aesthetics. Yeah. The 5 is a cap on the quest. Quest will be for 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So, you might find a quest that is only for 1. So there's only 1 slot, so you'll only send 1. Yeah, you'll have as many adventurers as you want in your tavern. That's where you hold your collection, right? So you can have many. You'll just be limited towards how many you send into quests by how many quests you have. And maybe some extra mechanic if we decide so. If we want to a balance between how many quests per day you receive against how many you should be doing regarding some progression, some interesting progression, right? But yeah, the main objective for you is to have as many interesting adventures as you want in your tavern and see them have party there, right? So, Dagever, when dwarfs? As soon as possible. We love them. We love them.
When dwarfs.
Okay, here's a good one, Ferraz. This one is also for you. Will it be more light-hearted designs like Bastion or more like Darkest Dungeon?
Oh my God, I love Bastion so much. It has some of the best art for a video game ever. I really love it. It's very simple but clear but pretty, beautiful. It's amazing. If we can have something like Bastion, if I can reach that level, I'll be very happy with myself. And yeah, Darkest Dungeon, I also love it. It's very great, but I don't think it's gonna reflect what we want to show here, because it's a tavern and it's supposed to be happy and fun, and even an undead tavern. Maybe that one we can explore the style of Darkest Dungeon in an undead tavern. It will be crazy, but I think we will be more excited to the lighthearted bit than the I guess hardcore dark humor or dark world of Darkest Dungeon. Yeah, more like a fun, bright, adventurous, happy, humorous, funny kind of style.
Yeah, so definitely a lot of lighthearted. actually, regarding Bastion, so I guess it's Bastion from Overwatch, but did it, by any chance the
What?
golem has
No, but I
or
think
Bastion the game?
it's best in the game. I think it's best in the game, right?
Yeah, okay,
Uh,
yeah, probably.
okay, yes, you have to like.
But if it was Bastion, the character from Overwatch, the or Golem also has like a little bird, right?
Rip it off.
Yeah. No, but that's great.
I was lying, Blizzard. If you're hearing this, Blizzard,
Yeah. That was just a joke.
it's just a
Please don't
joke,
sue
Blizzard.
us.
Don't sue us, please.
Um, so, okay, this is a good one. I saw that you guys value training the company. Maybe you could, while setting up the game, also share a bit of the development with the community in forms of tutorials or courses. I mean, we'll be pioneering this, right? Like developing a game in Cardano. Any project right now building on Cardano are pioneers, right? So I would definitely love to have something like dev blogs where we show the interesting ways in which we integrate with Cardano. Yeah, I think that'd be really, really cool to share some of our experiences as being one of the first ones to build on Cardano. Definitely. On Do Moment, right? Right now, we're trying to snowball into production. And once that snowball is, feels big enough and we start getting like something interesting to blog about, we'll definitely do it. So, Dagever saying Ferras's plans sound so exciting.
Like is the best, man.
Can my adventurer get drunk at the tavern, though? I would say it's an essential part of a tavern, right?
Yes, he will.
Can we have a sneak peek of future tiles? Not just yet. Be patient. Be patient.
Well, maybe he can in the suggestions, right?
Okay, I am confused about Pixel Tiles Adventurers. How many quests will they be able to do before they die? Or is there a percentage chance after they die, will the pixel tile be a furniture? Then again, we'll be balancing this out a bit, but there is going to be a risk factor on each one of these quests, and they'll receive damage based on this, right? We'll play a lot around this risk factor. It'll be clear for you that there's gonna be something interesting in the end of the adventure, but the risk is higher for them to be extremely hard, fail, and maybe die in the process. And then again, at least one of the philosophies I would like us to have regarding a gameplay is that I never want gameplay to be just numbers, right? I wanted to have like some role-playing aspect to it. So for example, regarding risk factor, we could put it around, then again, one of our objectives is giving a lot of character to the characters, a lot of personality, and the risk factor will probably be reflected through like a fear value, right? Like how afraid your adventurers are to continue the adventure, right? After reading the quest or being through the adventure, right? So that you're aware of what is the risk reward balance there through a role-playing aspect of the game, right? But basically, if they die, 0 more quest for that adventurer, and they will become a ghost in the tavern. Maybe if they what about this, Ferraz? Maybe if it reaches like a certain level, you get rewarded like a small monument to put.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah. Okay.
And
It
who's
died
gonna
level
draw those
82,
monuments?
but yeah.
That's a great idea.
I like that idea, building background environments for your taverns, so you could have one in forest, mountains, plains, make the world more diverse. So I think you'll be very happy for what Ferraz has in the works for you.
What?
Um, if you find an interesting question, feel free to mention it, Ferraz.
Of course, I was. I'm not sure what was you reading. I was reading. It would be great to have a Cardano development community that will bring. Oh, you're down here.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I like that idea. Building the background environments. Yeah, yeah, of course. That was he was answering about the comment what I said like I guess 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. Oh, that'll be great. I'm dying to show you like the all the ideas I have, but like I still have to draw them. I have it here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Please go.
uh, I don't know, I was just gonna ask you if will it will be okay when to show the concepts, right? Like when they are ready to like not to wait until they are made like for the game, but also like maybe show some concepts for the taverns and the I guess the tavern class tavern.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as I said to you guys, we want to be really close to you. If we form an awesome community, then we can show more early on, right? Because when we show something, we're putting our reputation on. We're risking a bit of a reputation there, right? To show things which are intermediate, and people are not aware that they're intermediate, right? And people, starting to make a word for is something that we still haven't finished, right? But I mean, if we are able to create a culture of saying like, hey guys, we'll be throwing a lot of things to you if you want. If you want to see the progress, we'll show it. But under the contract, that you all understand that it's an iterative process, and we'll be just making it better, better, and better. And each release that we have, it just gets better with each one of those. But I would love to show as soon as we have some concepts, I would love to show them, of course. So maybe the GMAs get injured for a certain time period, basically locked out of use until they're healed like 24 hours or whatever. Yes, that's our plan actually. And we
They
planned.
guess.
Yeah, no, they're super smart, of course. Uh, we'll probably have to find a nice score for it. Like the higher the level, the longer the recovery phase is. So that let's say you have like a maximum level. If it dies, it still needs to heart, right? Otherwise, it's too overpowered. And the fact that you'll have like a eventually returning max level, it's already quite overpowered, I would say. So we'll find a nice curve of balancing there. It can be as crazy as a max level will take months to come back to life. So we'll see what feels nice, right? It has then again to be a balance between not being an overpower for one, and for people that do not have GMAs to feel left behind, or that they have to purchase a GMA. And not make it feel less special for people that own GMAs. So we have quite a challenge there. but we'll do our best. So I guess we can do 10 more minutes of questions. It's been already an awesome stream. How do you feel on energy, Ferraz?
I feel great.
Awesome. You got your stamina potions there?
Yep. It's because I chill like in the morning, right? I was working until late last night, so I decided, okay, I don't want to be burned out. I'm just gonna chill, have breakfast, and I did that, and it worked amazing.
Perfect. How many teams of 5 can be used in the game at the same time? So then again, you'll be limited, not on the amount of adventurers that you have, but on the amount of quests that you are offered. The more reputation you have, you probably be given more and more challenging. And you'll have to be very strategic about which adventurers you choose to level up and which combinations you choose to level up, right? That's the strategy part of this tavern management game. You'll have to be strategic about the compositions and which ones you're choosing to empower, right? Or use your spendables on, your consumables on. In-game trade store will be awesome. I agree. Eventually, we'll do it. So in internal markets, we'll definitely do them as soon as we can. But we'll go in gameplay first, of course. The art amazing. The art is amazing. You did good.
Thank you, Michael Sorensen. Thanks a lot.
I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna go bottom top just to not just to change a bit. Can my tavern brew potions? From Ugly Ghosty. He or she has adventure number 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Can my tavern brew potions to give to other people's adventurers that visit my tavern? What do you think, Ferraz?
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, definitely something we have in mind. It's one of the core. It's one of the core features that we have planned. So definitely
Yeah.
yes. So then again, we want to encourage people being strategic about who you let to your income, and we want also to make an economy between all of you, right? So it be strategic regarding, like, if you open, then you'll open to business to other players, but maybe you'll want to close to a certain amount of players to try to control the resources of an area. Or maybe if you're controlling a pass in the map, then yeah, maybe that'll be something you want to be a bit aggressive about. But yeah, consumables are of course super important. Then again, guys, you're gonna have resources around your tavern. You're gonna go into quests, and the loot will be these resources for you to create interesting potions, brews, weapons, armors, etc., to go into more interesting quests, right? And eventually beat the great monsters in the world for great NFT rewards.
Indeed.
I know that FTs will be replaced with tombstones, but have you thought about providing a portrait of the FT? If the FT dies at a high level, the portrait could be hung in the tavern of the dead FT. So I think similar to what we were saying.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I think it'll be cool to explore that.
Yeah. If he dies level 20, then it'll be a portrait. If he dies level 82, it'll be a statue, right?
Sure.
how big are these taverns? There'll be different sizes. So we're talking about. I mean, don't want to spoil too much, and this is still in conversation. But something that we might have to do is split the tavern that you have in the world from the tavern that you have like in the nether for you to display your collection and share. Because there'll be something we'll have to solve, which is rent your. This is a bit abstract, but your floor rent in the world, because we don't want taverns to be empty. There'll be like taverns in interesting locations with players that are not playing them, and they just have them there, right, or they're forgotten. So we'll have to create incentives or mechanisms to have a living population and lively world, right? And then again, in the world, there'll be sizes, right? So it'll be not the same to have like a tavern in a metropolis than a tavern in like next to a great volcano, right? But in the in your like nether tavern, you'll probably be able to choose the size of it. We'll have to work that out a bit, but yeah.
Oh, the last group photo before they all perish. Ah, that would be amazing.
The last photo group before the first, yeah. And you'll hang it, and then other adventurers will go and weep next to it. Like, maybe we'll make that other players can go and pay their respect, right, to like a famous adventurer or something.
And maybe give a reward, right? Like you have paid so many respect to so many like adventurers.
Yeah. Also, like I think in the tavern, someone was talking about letting people like leave like signed autographs or photos in others' taverns. Like like you have like a famous,
Hey,
if you Ferras go and visit like someone's tavern, you can leave like a signed something signed in the wall.
idea. That's a great idea, man.
How many legendary tiles per pixel series there will be? One male, one female. Um, yeah. Legendaries, there'll be few, but exact numbers and distributions will will be decided per series, I think. So since series are of limited availability, we might create the size based on our current population, right? Because if we make, let's say, 100,000 pixel tiles, right? Because there's 100 designs, and each one of them 1,000, right? So 100,000 pixel tiles. If we have 10 million players, then that won't be enough, right? So the limited series will probably be crafting them around the current community. And hopefully the community will grow. So for example, right now there's a Pixel Tiles Series 1, which hopefully in a couple of years will be extremely rare to find, right? Especially ones with adventurers that haven't died in the process. Um, Tesla has social media. Yes, they do, but their main marketing strategy was never that right, and especially in the first days. Um, Okay, good question. What do you guys think? What the tavern costs? Are they mandatory to own to play the game? Then again, something we said. Um, they'll not be mandatory because if you own pixel tiles, you'll be able to have your nether. We'll come out for the right name for this, but you're like this tavern that is not in the world, but that everyone has for you to like collect and create just for the pure collectible aspect of it and for the aesthetics of a part of it, your tavern. And then the one that is in the world, that one, the way in which we deploy these taverns or make the airdrops, or we still haven't decided the exact mechanism. Our objective is to make it as flat as possible. We don't want whales owning the whole continent. So in that sense, we're still deciding. We're still open to see, like, are they gonna be NFTs tradable, or just so that we don't have whales, we'll have to maybe make the game own the taverns and the player somehow. So not having them NFTs basically. So then again, super important to realize that whenever you make an NFT, you're importing real life economy into the game, and this might destroy the gameplay in the process, right? The economy might get completely destroyed in the process. This has happened to countless games. There's many studies around this, and we can learn from even in non-blockchain games that have done this. So then again, for us, it's super important that the taverns in the world are well distributed between players that play them. And that's our main objective there, right? So inside tavern painting, the walls, those type of tiles, also windows with moving, living, looking animations like city background, animated pixel tiles. That adds an extra window to the tavern, maybe. Yeah. I mean, definitely. We'll have to see like what things we can make them pixel tiles and what things we can give you by default. So like some basic like base windows and some base walls, and maybe for you to like choose exactly where the windows are. But yeah, definitely like pixel tiles to like change some aspects of the walls and the windows. Yeah, probably, right? What do you think, Ferraz?
I think it's maybe Windows will be a problem because since the taverns you won't be able to choose them, right? Like the how they are distributed. You don't know if there's a building in this wall or in the other. So I don't think you can put a window wherever you want. But definitely with doors and other things, I think that's a very good idea.
Definitely. So if we own like let's say 20 plus adventurers, will we be able to send all 20 out on various quests at once, or will there be like an energy cap like Axie, that like Axie has, so you can only do a certain amount per day? Then again, what I said before is your cap is probably gonna be the available quests that you have. Maybe if we want to balance a bit the variety of adventurers that you have to use, we might introduce something like those energy caps. Then again, we want to introduce a lot of interesting role-playing aspect to it, right? So the quests, they're gonna be related to the environment around you. Again, as I said, we want to achieve that the quests have some impact in the world, right? So if like for the world to change dynamically around the quests that have been fulfilled in the long term, I think this is one of the ambitions, to have the world be affected by the quests that the players fulfill, right? So for example, we were talking about, the castle of the undead lord. If not enough players actually do enough quests to beat this boss, the haunted forest around it will expand, right? And there will be like, it'll become like stronger, and maybe there will be harder quests around that area for players to do, right? So we want to create like these dynamic forces, right? So quests will be the way for you, the players, to interact with the world, right? And to affect the world and be affected by the world. Again, Ferraz has had a lot of good ideas regarding, traveling in the world. Then again, like having some kind of exhaustion of how much you can travel before your adventurers have to stop somewhere to either like camp or visit someone else's tavern, and making the economic incentive for taverns to open themselves to other adventurers for other people. And then again, this adds to the whole immersion and role-playing of it, right? So our mechanisms, I really want them. I want every mechanic that we add to the game to add to this immersion of the world of, dangers and adventure and things that cost and, are difficult to get. What do you think, Ferraz?
I agree. I agree. Of course, I think we can do a lot of interesting things. At some, I don't know. Somebody was saying about the guilds. Making guilds, and so it will be very interesting. For example, to lend your in for a guild and not for another guild, so you can make alliances with other people and said, okay, I will let your heroes like use my inn, but not his heroes. So you will be able to get this quest and not this guy. And then, or maybe if I can betray you and let him. And I don't know. There's a lot of cool things we can do if we think about that distance. I would say cap on the adventurers.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, Energy or amount of characters to send to quest will stop the whales. Yeah, then again, you'll have to invest yourself into the game to be able to have enough quests for you to be like if you have like an army of adventurers because you're a whale, you'll be capped in several ways. If you want to start having like an interesting amount of quests, amount, you'll have to raise the reputation of your tavern, so you'll have to play the game. If you want to have interesting quests, so like more harder quests with greater rewards, you'll have to raise the reputation of your tavern, and for that you'll have to play the game. So quantity and quality will come from you playing the game, and playing the game and beating the game, right? So, and this will come from you interacting with other players, commercing, being strategic about the composition of your teams, given the challenges of their quest. So it will feel a lot like a strategy game in the sense that yeah, you'll have to think about it, and you will not win by just having a bunch of adventurers. You'll have to like level them up, care about the reputation of your tavern, care about your about politics with other players. So yeah, no pay to win.
I need a minute.
Yep. Yeah, go for it. No worries. So a good way to possibly prevent whale takeover of taverns is not make them NFT and make them rent futures with in-game currency. Everyone creates starting areas where players can expand from. Yeah, definitely have them complete quests, earn monies, and rent their own with like monthly costs. Yeah, definitely. Nirvana channel. We're completely aligned here. This is exactly what Ferraz and I were talking yesterday or day before yesterday. Say like, okay, we might just not make them NFTs, and we'll put some rent to the taverns, and rent paid by some game only currency that you gain through playing the game, right? So in that sense, we're putting a rent um, on that is only paid through like playing the game, not paying, playing the game. So because then again, yeah, our objective is for the game to be for the players that are having fun in the game. Uh, so that's our objective, and the mechanism that we create around it will be exactly like that. You know, it will always be hard, right? Because maybe there'll be players that will sell their accounts, and then it's hard to really fight the real world. Um, but we'll do our best to incentivize, um, de-incentivize people that are only in for the money, and incentivize people that are in for having fun and creating a great community. And uh, really what I want to see in this game is to create great tales. For example, even on if online, the space MMORPG, it's great because players tell epic tales about what happens in this game with the players through the internet. And I would only wish for that to happen in our game, right? For people to go into the blogs and say, hey, do you know the story of this player that, did these things in the game? Or, do you know this player that is the only one that has, this adventurer in this max level? Or, you know, um, you can go into the game and pay respects to the guy that lost his max level to trying to defeat the one of the final bosses. uh,
Again, because of those stories, I watch them like a lot on YouTube. Oh man, I love it. I laugh so hard, and it's so
yeah,
interesting about how like the guilds and the power, like oh my god,
the
it's
power
amazing.
dynamics. Yeah, yeah, definitely. All right. Let's do two more. So I'm starting to lose my voice. You wanna choose one, Ferraz? I think I started skipping some.
Let's see. Oh, this one about pets.
Oh yeah. Um, what do you think about pets?
I would love that, like to have a pet in the tavern, like a cat, a dog, and we can go crazy with that. Like we have a tiny dragon, a lizard, any kind of like a salamander, a fire salamander. Like we can go crazy with that. So we'll definitely explore the idea. It's a lot of work. We have a lot of systems to build right now, but if it's gonna upgrade the quality of our game, we will definitely do it. So that's the priority. Of course, we're gonna focus on having a functional game with the key features everybody wants to see right away, like in the near future, in the next um, milestone. But yeah, we will love to have pets.
Yeah, I love the idea of pets because they will probably make for great cosmetic rewards. Like going to a quest, defeating like a dragon, and then getting as a quest reward one of the few pet dragons. Yeah, I think that'll be really cool. And then again, there's a huge aspect of our game for collectibles, right? So collecting pets will probably be something interesting. So we'll, as Ferra said, we'll probably focus on some of the key aspects of the game, but introducing pets eventually, I think it makes a lot of sense.
All right.
So last one. Where are you from?
Huh? Where are you from, Vladek? Vladek.
I'm from Rosania.
What?
The southern town, the southern capital. No, I'm from Mexico, as well as Ferraz, from a town
Answer my own
called.
questions. Thank you, Vladek.
Yeah. Sorry, Ferraz. I'm from Mexico, but I'm living in the Netherlands. And well, where are you from, Ferraz?
I'm from Mexico as well, but I'm living in the Netherlands as well. Nah, I'm living in Mexico. I'm so boring. Actually,
Uh,
I'm like making my son a little ninja because he's going to a party and he wants to be dressed as a ninja.
oh, epic. He's going questing, I guess.
Yes, he's going questing.
All right, cool. So I think that's it. Then again, thank you everyone for being with us, for supporting our project, for making this a reality, for being an awesome, awesome community. Yeah,
There
Ferraz?
was a lot of questions we didn't answer, so I wanted to invite you guys to go to the Discord. There we will have like more time to answer all of the questions that we didn't answer right now. And there's also a lot of adventurers that are helping us, the tavern moderators that are helping us to answer and all of the questions. But we do are gonna answer all the questions in the Discord.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And as soon as we have more fixed designs, etc., of course, we'll be also informing the tavern moderators about what we're doing, and they'll help us answer all of your questions as well. They've already been great, and so tavern moderators will probably have the information firsthand, and then they'll help us answer all of your questions. So yeah, Discord is a great place. Please go there, and if you get a pixel tile or a GMA, don't forget to share it. Yeah, and I think that's it. Do you want to say something else, Ferraz?
Well, again, thanks again for being such an awesome community, for supporting the project, and I guess no, you're just the great people to have around. You really make my life very rich and very enjoyable.
I think we're off to a great adventure here. It'll be fun. There'll be a lot of challenges, that's for sure. But at least we know that we're with great company, and that's what matters.
Yes, we are.
All right. Well, I think that's it. All right, everyone. Please always remember to be kind to each other, and I'll see you in the Drunken Dragon.